Yeah, if you haven't watched episode 4 and 5, spoilers.
Oh, he tries to remember every detail of his father every time he comes home. It happens.
That is so
rarely.
sad.
Yeah.
Good boy. And he like just like pats your head and like kind of just goes to bed. And like from your perspective, that's when your father changed. You can speak freely if you like. You seem like you have something to say.
Why am I here? Specifically me.
I don't get the impression from your paperwork here that you are a unambitious young man.
There was a line there I said that I guess wasn't enough of a dramatic sting.
No.
Welcome to Tales Unraveled.
Oh, are you doing it now? Do it.
I don't want to.
No, you have to do the whole thing now.
Welcome to Tales Unraveled, the only show where we unravel tales unwritten.
And the points don't matter.
We just, if you're now joining us, we just watched through all of the session zeros of our characters in the Tales Unwritten
Most
campaign.
importantly, we've just done Alex's.
Yeah, this is... Now, like... I like that we released this one for the patrons after episode 4 when the reveal is made that you are a traitorous bastard, man.
Yeah. That way you can kind of sympathize with my treachery. Maybe. A little.
Brought up in Fora's youth. Just...
Yeah, I love that someone in chat was like, "Oh, look at the little traitor. He's so tiny."
So there is already a question here that we can start off with. How much did I know about the religious order, the pontificate, before making the character? Like, did I know how they were, or only told the perspective of a worshiper and member? Kind of the latter. It was like, this is what the pontificate looks like from the outside and from below.
I gave fairly neutral information about the
stuff that the devotees would have known.
Yeah, just like
the propaganda.
In the wiki, it's just info.
Yeah,
so it's mostly just hierarchy. What do they do? What do they believe?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not very colored. Like in one way or another.
And you were fed all the propagandistic nature of it, like the heroic tales of your father leading a genocide.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's the thing. When he finally, comes to his senses after he runs into Delamere and Karna, that's when he comes back deflated and kind of changes his tune. But of course, I
liked putting 2 and 2 together. Yeah. I was like, that's when that happened.
Quinn put. Now I should say that wasn't directly after that. There was, I think, still a good 10 years.
Yeah. Oh.
And that was just the beginning of just a little needle in his mind.
Wow.
That, things unraveling over a period of time.
His tale unraveling.
Because the timeline doesn't match up with you really being in your early 20s.
Mm. But yeah, I just wanted to come from the angle of a real devotee. And when we were doing the whole family thing, we already pretty much established his father relationship before we even started the session 0.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You said you wanted to play. You said you're like everyone else is doing something a little more out there. I'm going to play a human. And I'm going to be like related to something in the world. So I'm going to be like a paladin in the pontificate.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. And I can't remember if you asked or if I asked like would you want to be related to somebody I've already created? But I gave you the drawings and like the characters I'd already made, which was Moira and Commander Tremont, and who had already like invented who he was and what his deal was. Mm-hmm. So, and you were like, I'll be related to, I'll be Commander Tremont's son, and we'll do something with that and have it be like a thing.
Because I feel like
sorry.
How dare you?
My throat got.
It's Alex's time.
Jesse, got this out.
Not your turn,
I've been
Jesse.
quiet this whole Unraveled.
You're so red.
You know you didn't have to be, right?
I didn't have that much to say.
That's fair.
So much of my stuff is seasoned for the treason. So
treason for the season.
No, it's seasoned for the treasoning. It flavors the treason because that's where the whole thing was as we went through his whole like childhood. I was thinking, I want him to at least start as a blind follower. So I thought it would make the most sense of the closest thing he has to a parent is Fora.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. You just kind of like all the relationships that were like very distant. You filled that with God.
Yeah,
pretty much. You know what cults do, which is like,
pretty much
bring you in when you're in a low point. And like, have you seen Midsummer?
Yes.
It's not a happy ending. It's not a happy ending.
But she's smiling.
Learn. Learn fucking media literacy.
But yeah, it's interesting seeing like the flavor of where you came from. Like I could tell. I think the funny thing is after like the reveal in episode 4, and then like talking through episode 5. Just me as a player and Karna as a character, kind of like, okay, I think I know what this kid's about. But like, city kid, silver spoon in the mouth, went through life relatively untested, other than probably some weird familial drama.
Not far off the beaten path there.
Yeah, that's what Karna clocked pretty much as soon as all that was revealed.
And I think I was the person to be like, hey, I actually want you to be undercover because like you just said what the character you wanted to play, and I was like, okay, and I have a way I want this to want the story to generally go, and this is the best way to make that work. So I kind of just gave you an undercover.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny, and I mentioned this a couple times during the Tales Unraveled, that when I came up with like the Martin persona, because aside from the name, a lot of like the August Creed and that sort of thing was developed a bit beforehand to justify why he was wearing the blindfold and kind of already putting off this I'm mysterious sort of mystique.
I made the Creed of August just to explain why he's wearing the blindfold because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, well, because we originally thought like we didn't establish when, as you've seen in a few characters, when members of Pontificate get their green eyes.
Yeah.
So the idea
You mean the golden glow?
yeah.
Yellow eyes, yeah.
So the idea was originally he might have already had those eyes, and the blindfold was to make sure that.
Yeah, that's what I was
a dead
thinking. And then you
giveaway.
mentioned that his eyes were dull.
Yeah. We kept the blindfold because it looked cool.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
the design's cool. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes D&D, there's deeper meaning for things. Sometimes I just want a thing because it looks cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you can do
it
that.
became a thing where like, you actually have to be like a little further along.
I mean, it could have been one of those things where it's like, well, what if it awakens while I'm undercover? I need to hide them. Just
Yeah, any moment now, they could just spring with life. And you gotta prepare for that.
but yeah.
Yeah.
goes through God puberty.
God puberty.
Oh no, it's starting. The awkward part. Bzz, bzz.
hairy palms, glowing eyes.
Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh god. Hold on.
So embarrassing in front of the entire class.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a lot of my lore documents that the players have access to are fairly in depth, but like the Pontificate, I think, is actually one of the most fleshed out ones. Where like I was.
Yeah, I think it was the first thing that you showed me. I'm like, I want to be related to them somehow.
Yeah, there was just a lot going on. It's like
Actually, no, I don't think I think I mentioned something in my backstory where it's like, I mean, obviously my backstory, I do collide with them pretty heavily, but I think then the thing I gave you is just like, yeah, no, I'd be kind of cheeky around them. Just be kind of like a little like, whatever, organized religion, snip, snip, thank you for the purse kind of thing.
yeah.
And there was also the question here from Club Kyle. Was there ever a thought for Alexander or Martin to convert the others before the final session? No. So was it an idea I entertained before we started playing? Yes. Was it something that ever would have really come to Alexander's mind while we were playing? No.
Alexander was focused on his mission.
Yeah, and Karna quickly revealed himself to be Incantari from the get-go, but just not what Alexander was focusing on, and Maud was Maud. So clearly it seemed like any sort of religious stuff would just bounce right off.
Maud might just agree, just be like, I know, sounds cool, sure.
Yeah, I think she'd think of it more like a club. You know, she wouldn't think it's serious at all and be like, okay.
Well, and also, Alex is not. He's not in ministry. He's not a cleric.
Yeah.
He's a soldier.
If he wanted to convert others, it's because he thought the light of the light provided by Fora would improve their lives, not just because he wants to get more people to drink the Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. Which in his mind at the moment was actually quite helpful. It gave me direction and focus as a kid.
And it tastes like cherry.
Would something bad happen by drinking this delicious cherry drink?
But when it got like, and I'm never quite sure how much to reveal about the Pontificate because like some stuff will probably just make itself known throughout the story.
Yeah.
It feels like they're going to be kind of a primary part of the story moving forward from where we left off in episode 5.
Yeah,
but
the way things have gone, it'd be hard for them not to be. I think.
yeah, kick that hornet's nest right square in the. I guess it doesn't have balls. Right square in the queen. Just.
Because right now you got big enemies and not many friends.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're great at making friends.
Fugitives.
So good.
Team Fugitive.
When's the next episode coming? We don't know, but we're filming it as pretty much the whole week's filming it, so it's coming.
We got to move to do in the meantime, so the editing of it will probably take a little bit while we adjust through that. So Q1 next year, something, I don't know.
I won't even make any promises.
Yeah.
We're just trying.
I'm shooting a projection.
Yeah.
That's the earliest I think it would happen.
I'm manifesting.
Yeah, like the earliest it would happen is Q1 next year.
But I'm thinking like February, March Q1, not January.
And if we stream it, it's going to be as we streamed it this time around, where you guys see the pre-recorded episode before it goes live, and we'll talk about it. But we're not streaming us filming it.
Yeah.
Because heck, even just today, we had stuff that we were like, that we messed up there. Hold on, go 5 minutes back and start again.
Yeah, like the thing is, like, I'm more than happy. Like we improvise everything, but I'm more than happy to just be like, let's do that.
Or that conversation went nowhere. Chop.
Yeah, no, like the whole point of this for me is to make an actual play show. Like, it is actually playing, but like to edit it down in a way that's more narrative focused and
more narratively satisfying to witness.
And luckily, like, there's been other people who feel similar to me who are like, oh yeah, this is like easier to watch than some other stuff, because like I just like I'm 100% interested in a lot of like tabletop actual play stuff, but it's hard for me to stay in just because of the nature of how actual play works.
Yeah.
Particularly the ones with very little editing. And even the ones that are edited aren't edited enough for me.
Yeah, I agree, because I especially during fight stuff, like I get bored, unfortunately. So I like how we're doing it.
Kind of Rambles, actually, going back to like Alexander's background stuff. Is there a major faction the Pontificate is at war with, or they're just kind of steamrolling over the archipelago?
Yeah, you made it sound like that there was still like an ongoing conquest. I mean, I guess there is, just not on a large scale.
I would consider it not exactly opposing a faction, though, but just continuing to expand the Pontificate, because back when you were having trouble with them originally, they were still expanding into that region. And
that was their last major push, because they wanted to own a trade hub, or the trade hub of the entire archipelago. And I don't mind saying this. Like the major other like country on the archipelago is called New Langren, for reasons that you will learn later. It's not as large as the Pontificate, and they're kind of more in a Cold War than a war at the moment.
Like, you don't want to poke this, but like you don't want to like smack that beehive.
My
online map has more updated information.
Oh.
So is it the same region that these guys were in? That third box on the legend. Don't want to say their names. Right above unaffiliated on the legend.
Some of them are.
Okay.
I've updated a lot of things since I made this map.
It's been a while since I've looked at it.
Which is why there's a very bare map that I show, because it's a work in progress.
It evolves as it needs to.
Yeah, as I have more ideas and like better ideas, like I update the map, and now there's an online map for them to look at you can see all the cities that are in different places now, and the different factions in there.
I haven't even looked at it. Oh.
You guys can.
Maybe someday, but not now.
Maybe someday.
Out the Discord,
I've been working on a way to maybe get more lore to folks who give us money.
There's the bar.
We need incentives so that we can make more of this.
Yeah.
Because soon it's going to be more expensive to make the show.
Yep.
Because only some of us are moving.
I'm going to have to either pay for my gas or my flight.
Flight.
Yeah, flight. Yeah.
Flight's going to be cheaper than gas and whatever wear puts on your car.
Yeah.
And your time.
But yeah, like that, and that's part of why we're like sort of shotgunning this stuff. Which the story's working in a way where it's relatively easy for me to do that.
Yeah.
But that's why we're filming so much right now, is so that we can get one last session in before we have to move, and we're not near Quinn anymore. But like Quinn is going to continue to be in it. To be clear, we're just gonna do it in a different way than we did before.
Until Alexander dies.
Who knows?
Never know.
Could happen.
Could be tomorrow. Could be never.
You could have been earlier today. Oh, God.
We're gonna have you vote like Jason.
And you can follow these adventures on the new YouTube channel, which should probably be live by now. That's right, the new Tales Unwritten YouTube channel where you can follow all of this.
Yeah.
I just have to Stefan just has to have time to actually shove stuff into it now.
Yeah. Should we talk about it?
I mean, I mean, this is going to go on like a YouTube archive, and letting people now know about it isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, we'll link it on the YouTube video. But you guys can actually, if you want to find Tales Unwritten show on YouTube. It doesn't have any of the branding yet, but if you want to go subscribe, you can. That's where we're going to start putting the next story arc of Tales Unwritten on.
Yeah,
we want it on the channel.
Launching it on Bento, but not necessarily the right fit for Bento's content fully.
Bento is a great place to like get people to see it.
Because it's just more of us.
Yeah.
But now, the way YouTube works, it's better to give it its own channel. So we're going to do that.
Yeah. For editor Jesse, what the URL? What should I put here?
It'll be in the
I'll
description.
send it to you.
Yeah, because at the moment it's gobbledygook. I can't customize it.
Yeah, we
right.
got to tell
Okay.
people about it and get people to subscribe, and then we can change things.
We need
I see.
your help.
Or just to get our MCN to sign it. I mean, then we'll be able to have access to all those
check
channels.
the admin chat. We already had that discussion with him.
Yeah, we got to meet a very small bar.
Yeah, I figured. Which is why I'm letting you guys know. Good thing.
We'll probably put it on Twitter too, just to get people to subscribe,
Yeah.
so we can do that. Channel's called Tales Unwritten, but the actual @ is Tales Unwritten Show.
Some jerk already took the base one.
We'll get it.
Find him.
So, that said, I think that is it. Unless anyone has anything else, or you guys have any more questions, we might give it a moment to let people file in. If you have any questions about those Session Zeros in general as well, you're allowed to ask that here. I think it's a good place for it.
And in the meantime, thank y'all so much for like tuning into the streams where we've been doing Tales Unraveled. It's been super fun, and we get to like do what we love, which is entertain, and make silly D&D shit. So thank you. It's been really fun.
Yeah, it was very interesting being able to see everybody else's backstory, because I'd been avoiding these. Him, I kind of guessed a lot of the things that were going to happen.
We give it a lot of context.
Yours, I figured some of it, but had no idea to the depths of it, because Maud's been very reserved the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's asking why not post this at TFS Gaming. Algorithm stuff. That's the main thing.
Yeah, it's...
Most of the people on TFS Gaming don't want to watch it. So it would be very bad for the show.
Yeah, it would be a place to host the videos, but there would be no growth or opportunity.
Exactly.
According to the algorithm that rules us all. So it's better to start fresh, where it can be the thing that people can expect on the thing that they clicked on to subscribe. Please give us bountiful views, oh mighty algorithm. Let us be viral and plump. Just...
What would now Stefan tell past Stefan at the start of the process? I'm not sure I'd say too much, honestly. Like, because most stuff, the thing is, I absorbed so much information before we started. I had more months than I thought to prep, which means I absorbed as much people talking about DMing, like, as possible to try and prepare myself. And then everything else I had to learn through experience. So... I don't think there's anything I would have particularly told myself just because I had to do it. At a certain point, doing things is the only way to really learn. And in general, I think that's true. Just most of the time, it's just doing something is the best way to learn about it.
Yeah, totally.
At least in my experience.
Yeah. You can prepare for something as much as possible, but like eventually, like I could read a book on skydiving as much as I want, but eventually there's going to be stuff that you just find out on your own by jumping out of a plane.
Or maybe you don't learn, and then, that's that.
Yes, that.
That's that.
But yeah, I think like you guys are saying, like it's been cool to make, and yeah, it's for me, it's like it's very cool to like. I think people have seen like for years I've been trying to find a way to tell stories in a way that I find satisfying, but like it's been a lot of work. And this is still a lot of work, just significantly less than like full animated shows.
Magic Time Wizards immediately came to mind.
Yeah, like it's like Magic Time Wizards was kind of a version of this, and I scaled it down and like made it more achievable. And this is something where we can at least conceivably release a bunch of these and have the story move forward, and we'd also don't have to script anything. So it's much easier to make and also actually tell a story that we think is genuinely good. Like I think like right now, like we're filming the next story arc, and I think we're all
And
a lot of fun.
I wanted us to go on longer today, and I can't
I'm
wait for us to
excited.
get started
Well,
tomorrow.
we might have a double session tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, like
The only reason we had one today is because we had to talk to you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But
But we love you for being here.
and the chats have locked up on my end, so that may be it.
So thank you, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for unraveling with us.
Thank you for being a friend.
I like you. I'm not sure we're at that level.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a
Thank you for being a friend.
I've never seen Golden Girls.
it's pretty much for people like Stefan and me.
Enjoy the royalty-free music I had to put over it.